morning and welcome to Boston Herald Radio. We begin with breaking news this morning.
Herald Radio has been an absolute shot of adrenaline into our news operation. We're telling stories in a true multimedia way. We're giving people an opportunity to interact with our writers, with our reporters, to offer suggestions and tips, and to talk to newsmakers themselves directly.
I could be at a breaking news scene anywhere in the city. I could pick up my phone, I can dial into Herald Radio, and they'll put me on the air right away, tweet out that I'm on the air so that anybody who's interested in this developing news story can tune in.
So we break news on the radio in the morning, and then we simultaneously banner it online, and then we have video that we embed in that web story, and we have audio that we then send out on social media, and we embed it on our website as well. And then in print the next day, we follow up and push that story ahead.
The innovation comes when everybody's thinking in their heads on multiple platforms.
Every day when our reporters walk into this newsroom, they walk past the radio studio, they see that red on-air light, and they realize content's being created in there right now.
Tom Brady is a fine guy. I advised Tom a long time ago to sue. And they'll come and they'll settle and they'll drop to their knees.
No, Herald Radio is a great way to get your message out there as mayor of the city of Boston. It's also a tough interview. I mean, you don't come in here and expect easy questions.
If you look in our newsroom now, you'll see microphones on the desks of editors and reporters who are doing pre-recorded content.
Through that wall, that's where the editors are. An editor will run around and he'll have breaking news right from the mouth of the reporter right to our listeners, and that's something that you don't get anywhere. This is totally unfiltered.
I was recently at the Talkers Convention in New York City.
You work at a daily newspaper that has innovation in its ink.
I was a newspaper guy in a sea of radio professionals.
They put a radio station on a newspaper platform.
Clearly, they're seeing something that will affect their industry as well as the media converges.
Because you're dealing with newspaper reporters, they dig deeper and deeper.
My Rolodex helped, I think, in building up the Boston Herald Radio, and our guests, they know what they're getting when they talk to me.
Through Herald Radio, at the one-year anniversary of the Boston Marathon bombings, we were able to tell the stories of the first responders.
I was actually shot in the right leg, but my injuries are greater on my left leg and foot.
We heard from so many different folks. Be able to talk to us, be able to answer questions about what they were doing, how they felt. It almost became a therapy for them.
Just runners stopped, and there was the line of Boston policemen. I started asking what's going on, and the runners said, I just heard that there's 35 dead at the finish line, and I knew my husband and my 3-year-old were waiting for me at the finish line. I'm trembling. I'm like trying to call, and I just kind of sat down on the pavement.
She's tearing up, we're tearing up. It's just a really compelling few minutes.
The snow was coming down. The MBTA had been already closed for a few days. The head of the MBTA sort of had some sort of public meltdown. That was a breakthrough moment, I think, on radio. We weren't getting any answers from her.
I don't understand. I'm sorry, Beverly. I got to jump back.
Texters and callers responded saying thank you. You got her to actually say something.
If you come to Boston Herald Radio, there's a chance that the entire platform may generate content from you.
I'm amazed at how much of a major player we've become on the national scene. I couldn't be more proud of our multimedia news organization and the amazing success of our radio station.
It is a very simple studio that's actually a renovated conference room with a basic 4-microphone setup. It's really a minimal investment for a huge impact, and it's really something that anybody at any news organization, newspapers big and small, can replicate. Advertisers love to come in, talk about their products.
At Dunkin' Donuts, we found it's great to have a multimedia approach because it's really a one-stop shop for us to be able to hit a lot of different platforms.
That you can pretty much access it from anywhere with just a couple of thumb taps, whether that's bostonherald.com, our news app, iTunes, or any of these third-party services that we use like TuneIn, Stitcher, Player FM. We also have radio partners like WMEX and WCRN.
We have a partnership with Franklin Pierce University in New Hampshire to cover the New Hampshire presidential primary. We released a poll, so we had the pollster come into Herald Radio and actually release the results. We would banner the results on our website. We saw the pickup of it, the Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, ABC World News Tonight. We saw the New York Times, CNN, Fox News Channel. This was the poll that was heard around the country, and it emanated right from our newsroom.
There's an electricity, there is a feeling here, and it gives us a chance to tell people's stories in a way I never have before. And I think journalism's never going to be the same.